coming through. Instead, Dway decides that he doesn't really fancy what could be a quite ropey laning phase and puts himself on Alistair duty, so he's going to be able to disengage a little bit here. He's actually coming out largely on top of this in terms of the AD carries. You can see he's already just off of that one swap. Finds himself, 3 waves up over the Aphelios, and that might just be enough. He's now got an experience advantage as well after having caught that massive wave all on his own. So just that small swap from EDG, they needed to do it once to try and restore some parity to that bot side, but it's actually given a really good lead over to the Yunara.
Other abilities over the course of this season, you guys are just going to have to deal with that. We'll make it work one way or the other. Hit me up after if you need an explanation, but we'll be able to get there, as that's going to be a trade of grubs. One grub taken a piece. Looks like Xiao Hao will be the one to take the second grub, as Wei has already backed away, moved on to bigger and better things. Saburo getting his lane opponent incredibly low. Angel looking for a shuffle back onto Renard.
The prowl down to the bot side that we had anticipated here. ZTZ has gone all out.
Yeah, looking for the fight here, and Angel going to get dove underneath the turret. Wei will finally be able to bonk him on the head and claim first blood for the likes of IG. Now fighting out of the bottom side. Jue with the unbreakable will be able to walk this one out, but he's been pushed off the play. EDG are looking to claim themselves the second dragon of the game.
Oh yeah, and they should be able to trade this up 1-to-1, but it looks like IG, with that one grub, able to find at least one plate in the mid lane and get a little bit of gold. Again, into their mid laner's pocket, as well as he's able to get out of danger. You see now Photic.
Ooh, double knockup found by Jue into the Moonlight Visual. Leave loses most of his HP, but Xiao Hao is here with the unstoppable force. Knocks up Jue, who still doesn't have the ultimate from the earlier exchange. Laners having themselves a pretty nice early game here. Probably net even from the two side lanes. As Renard taking a rough trade against Angel right as I call out that he was doing well underneath the turret, but that's the clone. He actually jukes him out. Renard playing mind games with EDG is going to get himself deep behind enemy lines, but
there are
now
4
Leave
people
is coming. Can he
if
get
he
out of
spots
this
Leave
one?
with the sweeper, he might one-shot Leave there if he hits him right. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, no, Leave hits him right back, and Leave will be the one to walk away with. What's going to go into the books is a solo kill, Rudud.
Onto Angel. Gives a little bit of time now for Angel to catch up on any lost experience. Probably go back to base, pick up some Merc Treads as well, so he's going to be absolutely fine, you'd like to think, in that side lane until we reach sort of critical mass for the LeBlanc, when we've got Void Staff, when we've got Death Cap, and actually, there it is, Unstoppable Force, no flash used by Xiao Hao, and flash used by Photic, gets taken down.
Does catch him on the end of that one. Nice knowledge of the range there from Rookie of the Split, Harukia. That's Summer, Rookie of the Split, of course, as they move on up towards the Rift Herald. It does look like IG have that in their sights and should be able to secure it. They've got the numbers advantage in the area. Somebody going to have to TP down there and answer ZDZ, and it will be Saburo who does it. It was in a good spot, had a couple of turret plates, but now without much of an advantage and probably not going to be able to be a big kill threat in the side lanes. They are going to commit full roster down onto this dragon while ZDZ pushes on the top side, so, I mean, he's going to deal a lot of damage to this turret, but the dragon will go the way of IG. Such is the way of the trade. Let's see if they're going to be able to redeploy and save it in time. Looks like Saburo going to be able to get back here with the unstoppable onslaught.
Yeah, and again, it's to what end here? What does this give them? As now Photic in pressure.
Oh, Magnet Storm connects, still no flash. There's the unstoppable force, and there's a kill from Xiao Hao. Wei taking a lot of damage on the side as well. Angel going to advance forward with the soldiers to try to pick up a kill anywhere he can find it. Jue with the unbreakable will already running. Renard jumps into the back line, is going to pump his ultimate into Leave, but Leave strong enough with the barrier to stay alive as well. And IG, they just get nothing.
His agency is so low when he doesn't have that flash.
Second item, Blighting Jewel, does not inspire confidence in that department either for their ability to actually find these one-shots at some point into this game. And they will be able to get a turret off of the Rift Herald. They get a second turret in top lane. We'll give them a nice little injection of gold, but safety. And no problem. Just goes right back to farming as Angel going to claim a top lane tower.
Yeah, and I mean, we see Wei just about able to steal... Actually, never mind, didn't even steal away the blue buff.
2 armor items, because he doesn't need to build magic resistance this game, and he might even go for a 3rd one here as Photic tries to flash away, still gets caught by the unstoppable force, but the follow-up damage wasn't quite there, so Photic still going to be sitting pretty in this fight. Here comes Way on the side, comes in with the Cyclone, gets the knock up on the Leave. Leave going to be able to dance back away, and in goes Angel on the Azir, shuffling back Jue, who is falling lower and lower, and will finally be cut down by Leave, and now the front to back is all in the favor of EDG. Leave continuing to pump out damage. Throws Mark of Judgment into the backline. Photic gets pulled back away by ZDZ, who will successfully find the kill. After trading his own life, Saburo gets 1 back in the zombie form, but it is a 4 for 2. EDG happy with the fight.
Yeah, and with your Azir and Yunara still alive and kicking, you can well expect this Atacant to be taken down. Now, Renard has first strike available, and he's spotting out Angel and Leave. Relatively low health bars, maybe potential for the LeBlanc here to find one on exit.
We'll see if Renard can get himself something. Wants the Otacon! And he doesn't find.
And now as they move down toward this dragon, they're going to have to try to fight once again into these double brick walls with no damage to get through them.
Yeah, desperately trying to get themselves on a soul point, give themselves something to play for in this game, but the front to back is well set up here for EDG. Leave in such a safe position. Jue finally able to break his way through the front line, and now, just like that, Leave going to be able to jump back over the wall and start working his way through Saburo. Jue going to be the first one to fall in the fight. That goes over to Parkio, but then there's going to be a engage going forward on towards Photic. Xiao Hao going to be able to execute him all on his own. There's a solo kill for the tank Malphite that you were looking for, Rudude. And Renard going to be the last one standing at the end of the day. And he might not be standing for very long. Xiao Hao waiting in the bush.
Combo.
Comes out. Cheese wheel. Stops the recall. And now he's stuck waiting. Oh, man, that electrocute proc nearly finished him off. And now they're collapsing from all sides. ZDZ finds him with the Intofo strike.
Yeah, Gordo, I'm going to be honest. This game is very difficult for IG to win right here. Their composition has not snowballed. The LeBlanc has not found her purchase in this game.
And now, listen, I don't want to be taking shots while they're down here or anything, but with 3 armor items on the Malphite, you do have to wonder what the second item, Void Staff, is for, no?
Well, it's typically it's always a good item, right, Void Staff, I will say. Just mathematically, it's always good because it works off of total armor or MRs. Xiao Hao's in there.
Into the back line. Perukia finds the double knock-up, and there's going to be another potential one-shot from the full tank Malphite on towards Photic. Angel going to be up next on the menu, but he's going to be able to kite it out the whole way through, starts pumping through the damage from the soldiers. Renard going to fall on down, and every member of IG will join him. It's a clean ace for EDG.
Yeah, it's a double kill for Perukia in that fight, a double for Angel, and Leave there. He didn't get to have a lot of fun. He was just sat whacking a Scion for the entire duration of that fight, but he did his job. He absorbed the pressure, and EDG here, they're going to have a little bit more fun as well. They could take the inhib, but deciding instead that the inhibitor is not worth their time, and they'll do it with the Baron after the fact. As yeah, this game now, Gordo, it's pretty much done. So Photic, he's not working his way towards an LDR, which means that nobody is dying in this game. He hasn't even finished off his 3rd item of the Zeal item just yet, so he can have flash, he can do what he likes. With the Baron at their back pockets, EDG work their way into the mid lane. They may not have been able to get the bot tier 2 in their first try, but again, now IG have looked to defend this and failed it unsuccessfully. LeBlanc's going to work their way through around the back, so maybe Renard can find an angle.
Let's see it, Renard trying to find his way onto Angel or Leave. Got to be the priority. Double knockup found by Jue into a nice Moonlight Vigil. Dives onto Angel. Angel going to be able to block it away with the Stasis 4-man knockup found by Saburo. But Leave now just taking on the Assassin one-on-one and will claim the kill. Not a single member of EDG will hit the dirt in this fight. EDG take another one, 5-0, and they're going to close out game number 1 in dominant fashion.
And that was as good as that fight was going to get there for IG, and it still was not even close. But instead of Angel going, just send Xiao Hao, send Perukia, put them into the mixer, let's see what they can do, and see how well that plays out for this EDG side. Vitality item, you can just one-shot Leave. You can probably take Angel to about 10% HP at this stage as well. Renard, similarly, a Syndra that spikes very heavily on 1, 2, maybe even 3 items. And honestly, as the game gets later, Syndra's damage doesn't necessarily fall off. It just becomes much more difficult for her to find it successfully. And then the rest of EDG, for example, Kai'Sa scales to oblivion. Rise, same sort of thing. Rumble as well, very prolific in that lane. Even one of them, it looks like. They're going to see that they're live, and Smite will come through from Wei just to make sure that he steals one away. And I think steal is the apt name here. As you can see on the deploy, ZDZ went back out to mid lane, so he's going to look to try and help out on this fight with that equalizer as well. Leave, level 6, can rejoin this fight, and one route comes through. That's a killer instinct that can follow it up.
Lockdown on a Photic. He's going to have to Valkyrie back over the wall. Scout of the weak connects from Renard, and there's the all-out.
Ooh.
Nearly able to finish off Perukia, but that W is a hell of a drug. And
yeah, and nothing really lost on the other side of the map either. The biggest thing to talk about is one mid-wave gone as Leave.
Call the Forge God coming in.
Oh,
Leave,
no!
tries to flash, but gets caught by it anyway. And first blood to Photic.
Cloud Drake taken. You're not going to get that as a soul. There's a good chance that you roll something like a Hextech, something like an Ocean, something that we've seen be quite impactful as we move into these later stages of the game. So hopefully with a 2-0 advantage on this, they can start to put their foot to the floor and really extend the pace of this game.
Definitely. And that might be where EDG look to trying to make their first major move of the game, as they have kind of just accepted things as they've come here. Does get the root onto Renard, and that flash forward from Angel
dead.
now going to port up Xiao Hao, and that is going to be that gap close that they need to find the kill. It gets handed over to Angel on the rise. First kill on the board for this scaling man in the mid lane.
As we look at the top side of the map, Angel is taking down, or trying to take down that turret as well. First brick easily falls for IG, and actually Angel not really anywhere close to taking that one down for being so aggressive.
Oh, Perukia getting in there. It's 1 versus 5 for the time being, as EDG are calling over reinforcements. Punted out is Xiao Hao, so not going to be here to be able to smite contest the Rift Herald unless he works his way back here in pretty quick fashion. Perukia taken down below half HP. There's a nice equalizer layered across the team from ZDZ. But Call of Forge God finds its way on a 3. Flash away from Perukia. Throws on out the Solar Flare, going to force a flash back from Saburo. But nobody falling down here. If they look to pursue this dive further, there is no Call of the Forge God for Saburo to start things off. He is going to find the knock-up underneath the turret. Renard comes in with the unleashed power. Will be able to pick up one, but Saburo gets traded right back, and that kill credit goes over to ZDZ. Meanwhile, Jue getting caught out by Perukia, and Angel will be forced to flash back over the wall. A full assault on towards Dragon number 3. Not wanting to give this one up for free. They got all 5 members there, but a nice catch by Wei over the wall. Finds a big chunk out of Perukia, but they look for the fight regardless. Supreme display of talent from Wei to push them back, but it's finished off by the likes of the equalizer. ZDZ claims the first and only fight of the engagement so far, but Perukia is so low, going to pretty much have to leave this one for dead. ZDZ waiting over the wall. Angel coming in on a flank, but walks into 3 members. He's going to be the focus. Will fall down incredibly quickly, but it's a mid laner for mid laner trade as Renard is collapsed on by the remaining members of EDG on the opposite side. Xiao Hao throws himself to the back line, gets the knock up onto Photic. The focus damage is enough. Leave with a killer instinct will take down his counterpart from IG, and Jue will be worked through next. EDG, it may not have been pretty, but it's a win for them.
Yeah, and that's what you're looking for as EDG here. If they can stop the Drake stacking, their chances in this game increase exponentially as it stops that soul coming through super early. It denies the early game aggression that IG were looking to put down. Sobero's going to TP up to this top side and find himself a turret, but it does not matter here, as that dragon stacking was so crucial to IG's win condition. Renard splits himself off. He goes down on the bottom side of that knuckle, and now top side they're fighting again.
Oh, 4 members on a Saburo, but he stands strong, finally falls down, but Leave takes a massive chunk on the backside, and now EDG may have overcommitted themselves. CC comes through from Perukia, but all the damage has to come from Angel. There's the equalizer. Jue, with nowhere left to go, poked by the wind, becomes lightning and will fall down to ZDZ's Electro Harpoon. At the end of the day, it is a 2-for-1.
But instead, has to stay out on the map, works his way up towards the Atacon that IG are just going to rip.
Yeah, I mean, EDG not quite sure that this is going down. They are on the move towards the area, but they have yet to throw down a scryer or anything of the sort. Xiao Hao probably going to find it once he steps into this tri-brush, but wisely recognizes it's dangerous to get in there. Now they realize it's going down, but it's too late. Otacon secured. Flash in from Perukia. Finds the solar flare to keep them in place, but he's just going to get melted down for it. Now Leave getting CC'd by Saburo on the opposite side. A great equalizer from ZDZ, though. gonna melt down Wei and cut off the rest of the carries from IG to net a fight win for EDG. They get 3 members down, they port back over to mid lane, and they're gonna see just how much they can get for that Otacon sneak.
Okay, Peruki went a little bit too quickly there, but it baits IG in to stick around longer than they needed to. They got the Atacon, all they needed to do was get out there. Their resistances were drained, their cooldowns were used onto the Atacon, and after that, EDG more than happy to try and take a fight after the fact. It means that the game is going to be stalled all too much for IG to really look to contest, but you can see it's EDG starting it up.
Wei spotted as he sneaks his way into the pit. Here comes Call the Forge God. They're going to look for the engage to the backside, but punted out by the Poppy. Here comes ZDZ stepping forward into the stasis, just trying to torch him with the Flame Spitter. That's a secure on the Dragon for Xiao Hao. 1 for 1 so far, as Angel's the one who fell down in the trade, and actually IG still 5 members strong. Perukia getting pushed back away and will be finished off by Photic. EDG now realize they are outnumbered and outgunned, and they've got to get themselves out of here. A dash in from Saburo finds a knock-up onto Xiao Hao, but here's ZDZ with the Flame Spitter damage, only gets 1 before he falls down, and now Photic on towards Leave. Leave doing his best to try to kite it out, but has to flash and bail. Leaves without getting much of anything, as in goes Saburo for the knock-up onto Xiao Hao. 4 kills to IG, but they lose the Dragon.
Again, time not on their side, so these slightly more desperate plays needing to be made. Here comes Call the Forge God.
Knock-up coming on through. Perukia going to be held down below half HP. In goes Xiao Hao, knocking them back away, and into the back line goes Leave, but he's punted away. But Angel just going to sub right in there and keep the fight going. In a 1 versus 3 situation, takes down 1. Renard coming back to over and stay and finish him off, but not going to be able to do it. The stasis keeps him alive for way too long, and now ZDZ tags in, 3rd man in the ring to take down each and every member of IG that faces him down. Realm Warp in sends only Perukia to his death on the turret. He survives with a sliver.
Ward might just try to make sure that this Syndra can't do any steals, but it's Baron. It's 4 for EDG.
Try these fights while they're available to you, but Leave already working through the Dragon.
Yeah, and you can see Angel here trying to work his way through. He's got a super cone on the flank, but it's not going to be secured by Wei, and he's actually just getting isolated there. Now Perukia ghosting forward, wants to try and find a fight. I think that IG are going to be able to limp out to safety. EDG know that a fight at this stage isn't their biggest threat.
Keeper's Verdict going to end up coming on through. Already punted out Xiao Hao, but he's able to rejoin with the rest of the team. Angel comes in with the Realm Warp, but he's there on his own. Loses a ton of health. In comes the supreme display of talent, but Wei throws it in the wrong direction. Hits the wall and doesn't get onto any members of EDG, and now the follow-up fight. It's all EDG. Xiao Hao finds the knock-up onto Wei. Into the back line goes Leave, executing the mid laner. Moving on to top. Photic trying to retreat back away with the Valkyrie, but he is the last one alive from Invictus Gaming.
They're not going to be able to take down this mid lane, but look at what's happening down on the bot side. Leave getting funneled even more gold here, plus 700, 800 with the Krugs that are going to go his way as well. Take it down, but I even think through Seraphs and Azonias it's going to be tricky. Azon live, Dway's caught.
And Xiao Hao will be taking him down. Now it's Saburo stuck 1 versus 4 underneath the turret, trying to stay alive with the redemption. Into the GA goes Xiao Hao, but he's going to be right back, and this time the Ornn's not going to be in his way. Photic has to retreat as the equalizer comes down, and this inner turret is not long for the world. EDG claim another objective, and IG are left scrambling.
And this is why we were saying that the IG composition needed to do slightly better and keep on pushing the pace of the game. Look at the damage now being put out by Leave, by Angel, as ZDZ just T-posing.
Getting in there with the stasis, and 3 members TP in off the Realm Warp. They're able to take down Wei as Jue steps forward. Photic and Renard right at his back. The health bars are low enough, but Renard just gets one shot by Leave. In goes Jue to try to hold him still, but he refuses to fall down, stepping forward as the GA procs, knowing that only Photic is left to stand against him. Leave winning out another team fight, playing on a knife's edge, and now able to dodge away for the Call of the Forge God. Saburo flashing forward, going to be able to get the knock-up off the Searing Charge. Meanwhile, Xiao Hao brawling with Photic. The equalizer not going to be enough. Wind becomes lightning, connects, but Saburo finishes off a solo kill on the Leave, but he's just here to try to pad stats. This fight is already done and dusted for EDG.
2 inhibitors are going to fall, as it looks like Xiaohao's going to be able to take down the top lane inhibitor as well. Soboro tries as he might. Between Phase Rush, between Angel, and all of the damage that he's got, he knows. They're going to do a little bit of dancing, a little bit of fun. Finally take down the Ornn. Baron spawns in 1 minute's time. With so much work already done in the base. So much work already done for their composition. Jue.
Uh-oh, Jue. Going to get jumped here as Angel and Xiaohao were waiting in the corner, waiting in the woods to assassinate that support. And Jue going to be down now for 35 seconds.
Leave with the Jack Show and the GA. Same for the top lane, same for the mid lane. It's also difficult, but IG, they see Kai'Sa on the Dragon. This is their time to attempt to flip the Baron.
Now the Dragon going to fall on down. This is the Chemtech Soul going over to EDG. Now can IG sneak themselves a Baron to get something back? In there goes Perukia, but he's just one shot. Xiaohao now trying to fight for it on the backside. Gets onto Jue. Meanwhile, isolated off on the other side is Renard. Angel trying to finish him off. Into the backline goes Leave. Able to finish off Photic. And the Baron is successfully claimed by Wei, but it will cost him everything. 4 members of IG fall. Only Renard is left standing, and he is at a sliver of HP against 2 inhibitor super minion waves, and the entirety of EDG collapsing towards his base.
And he can try, he can fight, but you can just imagine that EDG are going to tear him down like they have the rest of his squad.
And there goes EDG, finishing what they started. Nice scatters from Renard to buy a little bit of desperate time. But EDG, as predicted, will walk away with the win.